The time has come, Pops. Nearly a 1% drop on the wholesale used car market. Is it fair to say, Dad? I was right. The bubble, the used car price bubble, it's
Well,
bursting.
I don't know if it's fair to say that, but I do believe wholesale vehicle prices might be dropping faster than Bitcoin at the moment. This is a trend that would indicate, at least on a wholesale level, prices are finally starting to normalize to some degree. And even as Black Book mentions in here, there's always a lag between what happens on the wholesale level and what then happens on the retail level. But the amount of change is significant in that in all cases, it's close to double from what it was last week. And it's well over a point when you can... Okay, I'm done talking.
I was just going to say, Dad, let's give them the numbers, man. The car segment down 0.91% week over week in the wholesale market. The truck and SUV segment down 0.84% of a point week over week. The total market down 0.86%. That is the most significant, as you were just saying, double what we've seen the prior weeks. Dad, that's the most significant we've seen since earlier in the pandemic when used car prices were incredibly volatile. This is big. This is really, really big, especially because it's coming on the heels of multiple weeks, 3 weeks of prices dropping about a little less than half of a point each time. This is a bigger downtrend, primarily being driven right now by a lack of consumer demand. At least that's what Black Book said. So we're not even seeing the repos come in quite yet. I think you're going to see more drops like this over the next few weeks and months. And like you said, Pops, retail prices lag wholesale prices. So the impact on the customer's pocketbook will be, we put out a video a couple weeks ago saying wait 4 to 6 weeks. Well, now we're waiting 3 to 4 weeks. But honestly, just the rest of this year, you're going to be looking at cheaper and cheaper used car prices.
And here's the thing that amazes me. If you look at what the normal average drop was for the same week, and normal being 2017 to 2019 pre-COVID, that's a 0.6% increase of decline. Boy, that's a strange way to say things. A 0.6% increase of the decline, but it is. I mean, it's more than 3 times what the normal decline would be in wholesale prices for this week, based historically on what we've seen in the past. So, yeah, I would say this is significant. This is a correction we've been waiting for.
Boom. This is the correction we've been waiting for. Last year, used car prices on the wholesale market up 50%, on the retail market up over 40%. Never a good time last year to have bought a used car unless you absolutely had to. And quite frankly, used cars were not negotiable. And that was because dealers had them listed for the price, and that's what the price was. And if you didn't want to buy it, they were going to turn around, send it to the auction, and actually make even more money there. Last year, Dad, we operated, and earlier this year, in an environment where folks were buying new cars at MSRP, turning around and selling them at wholesale dealer auctions, folks that had dealer licenses, and making a profit that way. That is not how the industry is supposed to work. Right now, Dad, and we're seeing and hearing this from folks that are YAA members and working with our team of auto experts, and plus people posting on the community forum, used car prices are negotiable again because dealers are seeing that, hey, the floor prices for vehicles at the auctions are starting to go down. So I can't just turn around and sell it for a profit like I could earlier this year or last year. And interest rates are rising. So the floor plan costs that I have to hold on to this vehicle, and we've seen, Dad, that days to turn inventory is starting to go up for used cars. The floor plan costs that I have are actually increasing as well. I have more incentive as a dealer to sell a used car now than I did at any other time this year or last year. And as a consumer, that means you have to go in and be ready to negotiate, because list prices might not change, advertised prices might not change, but selling prices will certainly be going down, especially for savvy buyers.
You would think, and the real key is for dealers who in the past were thinking, okay, I'll just continue to hold on to the car. Eventually, if I have to take it to the sale, I'll be able to make money because we had seen so much appreciation. Now, dealers have to be looking at this and saying, okay, this is a trend. This is the correction that everybody has expected. This has been going on for, I think, 5 or 6 weeks now. So for a dealer to say, I'll just hold on to it, well, that's crazy, because they know that if they hold on to it, it's just going to be worth less a week from now or 2 weeks from now. And as you can see from some of the numbers, not just a little less, but significantly less, based on what we've seen going on.
Not all cars are depreciating as quickly as others. For example, Dad, small compact vehicles, subcompact vehicles, are holding their value and have traditionally been holding their value better because consumer demand is still high for low price point used vehicles. So if you've been
Hmm.
in the market for a $10,000 car, $15,000 car, $20,000 car, we would not expect to see as much negotiability there or price declines there. If you've been in the market for, I don't know, a 2018 S-Class, a BMW 6 Series, 7 Series, an Audi, luxury sedans, just wait. Literally just wait a couple weeks and you're probably going to save a couple thousand with a $1,000. And Pops, the same story goes when we start to look at trucks and SUVs. Again, depreciation is not the same for every type of vehicle. Full-size luxury SUVs and crossovers, Dad, nearly $1,000 in value off the wholesale market like that in 1 week. That's a huge decline. And that means you've been waiting to buy that Lincoln Navigator, that 2019 Lincoln Navigator. Just wait a couple more weeks because their values are dropping precipitously. Small pickup trucks, for example, are the opposite end of the spectrum. Their values aren't changing too terribly much.
No, and dealers that are sitting on full size luxury crossovers, or subcompact luxury crossovers. I mean, they're thinking to themselves, either we start negotiating on the prices that we're asking, or we start lowering our asking prices, because the value of those cars is just going to continue to drop as it sits on the lot. So it's not like it was 8, 10, 12 weeks ago where there could be minor appreciation, or at best everything stayed neutral for 60, 90 days. Now we're seeing the type of depreciation that we would normally expect to see on used cars.
Well, and even more, and the volatility is there, right? I mean, the velocity, I should say, Dad. I mean, even during normal times, we're not expecting a point plus declines in values week over week. Like you said earlier, that 6.6% of an increase. We're used to seeing like a quarter of a point decline week over week, not a 1.75% decline. And that's what we're seeing against luxury SUVs. I want to touch briefly on, Dad, days to turn. How long inventory on the retail side is sitting. You can see this chart and it is going up and to the right.
Yep.
We had been at 34 days. So the amount of inventory that a used car dealer or a car dealer had of used inventory was 34 days worth of inventory. Now we're up to close to 44 days. Cars are sitting for longer on the lots. The dealer has less of an incentive to turn around and sell it at the sale. They have more of an incentive to sell it to a retail customer. Go watch Deal School. Go negotiate. Do not do their financing unless you absolutely have to. Refinance afterwards if you need to. Don't buy the extended warranty. Buy the extended warranty from somewhere else. Get a quote. Go ahead, Pops.
Well, the truth be told, dealers are looking at this and they're going, we could take it to the auction and we could lose money. We could negotiate with a retail customer and still make some money on the retail side and hope that our F&I department can make some additional profit in the back end when they finish up the paperwork. So economically speaking, it makes more sense for a dealer to work with a customer to try and retail the vehicle than to incur all the expense and the loss if they were to take it to the auction at the moment.
100%, Dad. If you are going to sell a car, yesterday was the day to sell a car. Leave comments below if you have questions, but there's this concept of a pre-trade. If you're able to pre-trade a vehicle, if you're waiting for another vehicle to come in. If you're going to sell a car, we just put on our website, if you just go to join YAA.com, we just put a widget that actually aggregates all the different offers from Carvana and CarMax and Car Gurus and Driveway, Echo Park. It's all in one place. You enter information in one place and you get all of the different quotes for your vehicle right there, and then you can buy it. So we put that back on the website. But now is the time to sell if you've been thinking about it, or quite frankly, yesterday was. But prices likely will just continue to go down. Pops, how do you feel about it? Was about a week ago that we put out that wait 4 to 6 weeks video for buying a used car. How are you feeling about that projection and prediction?
I think that will hold true. People wait another 3, 4 weeks from when we first put that out. You will be able to see significant leverage and negotiability on the used cars. There's many that say, hey, it could be 4 to 6 months. We get that. But the fact that there's starting to be some negotiability is a step in the right direction for consumers.